The Trustees Award, along with the substantial cash prize, was established by the trustees to salute an outstanding faculty member and to pay tribute to their vital role my fellow faculty members play by their extraordinary contribution and exceptional commitment to our students. Thus, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, in gratitude for the extraordinary contribution to students, it gives me great pleasure to present the 2011 Trustees Award to Dr. John Cumbler, Professor of History in the College of Arts and Sciences. In 35 years of service, Dr. Cumbler has challenged students to do better than they thought they could, and so often exceeded their own expectation while meeting his. One student wrote that, starting in elementary school, teachers always said, "You can be anything you put your mind to." I never believed that until Dr. Cumbler became my advisor. Others said that Dr. Cumbler encouraged them to push past what they've perceived as their own weaknesses, learning disabilities, being the first to go to college. Some said that Dr. Cumbler helped pay their graduate school application fee when they couldn't afford the cost. He became an active partner in their education. For Cumbler, it is a responsibility to be there for students, even after they leave U of L. Today is not the first time Dr. Cumbler has been recognized for his achievements. He has received 2 distinguished faculty awards, one for teaching, another for scholarship, research, and creative activity. I believe he is there is only one other faculty to have received both distinctions. He also was a Fulbright Scholar, professor to the Netherlands. It gives me great pleasure to present the 2011 Trustees Award to Dr. John Cumbler.
My classes usually aren't this big, so I have to adjust. Thank you, Board of Trustees, and those who nominated me, and those who wrote letters for me. Things have changed a lot since I first came as a junior professor 36 years ago to the University of Louisville. Where the chemistry building is in arts and science, there were World War II Quonset huts. My son was in a daycare center there. Med students were educated at the Louisville City General Hospital. It looked as if it had been around since Abraham Flexner wrote his famous report. But one thing has not changed. We are an institution of great diversity. Diversity of color, diversity of class, diversity of ethnicity, of gender, and that diversity, or that institution offers us, or offers the students who come here an opportunity for a large variety of students to get, if they try, one of the best educations available in this country. I have had more than one student go off to a prestigious graduate school and be very intimidated when he went into his first class and he was sitting amongst graduates from Harvard and Yale and Michigan and Stanford. And then he realized as the semester went on, I'm just as smart and every bit as well educated as my more elite peers. And I came from the University of Louisville. Something is happening at the University of Louisville that's not happening at Harvard. And it's one of the things that makes us better in my mind. The University of Louisville students truly represent a cross-section of our community. Our diversity is not created by an exceptional scholarship student. It is who we are as a student body and as a campus. U of L students truly represent a cross-section of our community. Our diversity is is the nature of our institution. In this arena, we may make much of the student athlete, but the U of L student is the student worker, working 20, 30, 40 hours a week as the student waiter or the student waitress in the food service, as the student clerk in retail, or as a student line worker at UPS. All societies, even democracies like ours, tend towards social class ossification. Those with privilege and wealth work to build institutions and processes which ensure their privilege and wealth and position and allow that to pass on through generations. In education, we see this in special costly tutors for SAT and ACT tests, in fancy educational technology available for those with wealth and resources, with expensive private schools with far fewer students than in a classroom than public schools, and special links to prestigious institutions. But as John Dewey and Louis Brandeis reminded us, a healthy democracy is one where there are counter-institutions, such as public libraries and public schools, trade unions and progressive taxes, that sadly are weakened and under attack at our present moment. But these counter-institutions can work to open doors, and if not break down, at least disturb that ossification. At its best, the University of Louisville is one of those institutions, and it has been my honor to teach here. I think of one of my students whose high school counselor told her that, or certainly gave her the impression, that she wasn't college material. But she did enroll at the University of Louisville and earned an MA. Well, earned a BA and then an MA, and then was a Fulbright scholar, and then earned an MPhil from Oxford, and is now working on her PhD. U of L is full of those kind of stories, and they are the sign of our greatness. If the university's slogan, "Dare to be great," has any meaning, it is in our ability to educate at the highest level all capable members of our community. W.E.B. Du Bois reminded us 100 years ago that the job of the university was to educate the talented 10th. What we forget was that Du Bois meant by that a vibrant and healthy society needs artisans and farmers and craftsmen, but also doctors and lawyers and scientists and scholars and intellectuals. Those are the talented 10th. And the message from Du Bois was that higher education should be a place with those from a variety of backgrounds, including the very poor and disadvantaged. Those people would have the opportunity to develop their talent to become a member of that talented 10th. And they would be given the opportunity to gain the tools and skills to become doctors and lawyers and scientists, teachers, professors, and scholars. The University of Louisville has offered me the opportunity to be engaged in that process. And you, the students of U of L, have made that process a joy and a privilege. I am proud to have this honor, but I am most proud to be associated with the students of the University of Louisville. You, our students, are our greatness, and as long as we continue to be an institution that offers opportunity for the widest variety of students and the best education possible, I believe we will be great.